What's up, bro? Back to the second episode of Dynasty Life Miami, bro. Here as always with my boy JP. How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm super chilling, super excited to be here, man. Uh, kind of antsy, man. You know what I mean? Been waiting a little bit, but we're finally here.
Yeah, I know it's my fault, man. I mean, the goal is we're gonna be trying to chop these out at least once a week. But I had to go on that vacay for a little bit and check out the mountain air, bro. But on that drive back, all I was doing was thinking about podcasting, bro, and talking NFL. So I'm ready. I'm ready to go, man. Um, and we start off the show, bro. We got a little bit of house cleaning to do, man. We didn't drop a couple things in that first episode. So want to drop out my Twitter handle. You can follow me at Uncommon Sense. That's UNCOMMANSENSE. You can follow us over at Apple Podcast at One Word Dynasty Life Miami. And JP, tell the people where they can find you at. I know you got a whole list of Twitter handles, man, that you can drop for everybody.
Yeah, you can catch us on Twitter too at Dynasty Life MIA, as well as the Instagram. Dynasty Life Miami too, as well as SoundCloud and wherever else you can have anywhere else they stream podcast. We'll be there. Just put Dynasty Life Miami all together, and we should pop right up.
And what's that YouTube channel?
The YouTube is Dynasty Life Miami
There you go,
as
man.
well.
Just type in
So
Dynasty Life Miami everywhere, and you'll find us, bro. That's
yeah,
what it is, dog.
yeah, wherever you guys are at, just subscribe to us, man. We greatly appreciate it. Repost it, share it, man. I mean, spread it
Yeah,
like wildfire, man.
for sure, man. Hit the subscribe button, hit the follow button, leave a review, bro. Good or bad, dude. We're gonna take it as it is, man. We're growing and we're learning, and everything people say, we take it too hard and we get better every time, man. So, uh, with all that out of the way, bro, I mean, we're talking AFC and NFC East today, man. We're talking Julio, we're talking Rodgers, and my boy JP got some spicy takes on Godwin over here, man. So I know that's when we were talking about what we're gonna go through the podcast today. I know that was one of the first things that came out. You wanted to talk Godwin. You got some stuff to say, so I'm gonna step back and let you have the floor, man. Tell the people what's up.
Well, I just been seeing a lot of people saying that they have Godwin in their top 10 dynasty wide receiver rankings, and I think that's kind of absurd. You know what I mean? He's a great receiver. Don't get me wrong. I'm not even questioning his talent. I just think there's just too much ball to go around there. And now with the signing of Antonio Brown, that's a definite. And you got Mike Evans there. You know what I mean? So I can see Mike Evans being a top 10, but I can't see two of them. And if unless there is injury, bearing any setback or injury, Godwin's gonna get that volume. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying with everybody out on the field. Rojo's like his new passing running back. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he's got everybody, all the weapons he needs. I don't think that Godwin ends up being a top 10 receiver after this year's done, unless Mike Evans or somebody were to go down. I think AB's gonna have a really good season. Out of that slot. You just see how Brady got the ball to Edelman in New England, and he loves that slot receiver. So I mean, AB's a pretty good slot receiver. I'm not saying that he's bad. I just don't have him in my top 10. He's definitely not a bad pickup at all. I just see a lot of people throwing his name out there. A top 10 receiver. He did get that volume last year, but remember, AB was not there for the beginning of the season. He came in probably, I think it was the ninth game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, week 9.
So it's just something to consider when you're doing a startup, any type of startup. You got to consider. He's a great wide receiver. I am not knocking this guy. This guy is a beast. I just think there's a lot of ball to go around, and I just think that Brady loves Mike Evans because he's never had a receiver like Mike Evans, and you already know how he likes the slot. So I have him somewhere probably, you know, top 20, somewhere in there. You know what I mean? Maybe a little, maybe even past the 20th, but not,
That's a
I don't think,
spicy take.
yeah, I don't think I would drop him that low. But at the end of the day, if somebody does it, I wouldn't look at it as a bad move. At the end of the day, you got to think about it, man. Like there's a lot of ball to go around there. A lot. You got Mike Evans on one end, you got Godwin on the other end, then you got Antonio Brown in the slot, then you got your boy Gronk, tight end. You know what I mean? So it's like it's a great offense. You know what I mean? And I see, I know how Brady works. I see Brady exploiting the defense depending on who they're playing. You know what I mean? One day it might be Evans. I'm pretty sure Godwin's gonna have his games where he blows up, but I don't think it's gonna be such a consistent thing that he ends up in the top 10 of wide receiver. I don't think that's something that I think that's a hot take. To be
Sure.
honest with you, to put them in your 10th, to have them in your top 10, I think it's a hot take, because then you got to have Mike Williams in there too. So then you're going to have two Tampa Bay receivers in the top 10. Eh, you know,
Well,
I'm not saying it can't be done, but that's crazy. That's a hot take.
well, so when you brought up Godwin, right? My first thought was we were gonna have our first fight on our second episode because I have been all on Godwin, bro. I was on Godwin before he blew up. I remember that one trade I had with you in that South Florida league. I grabbed Godwin before he blew up, and I love him everywhere, bro. I love him everywhere. But when I started doing some deep diving, right? Um, he's going. If you're doing a startup, bro, right now he's currently going as wide receiver 14, bro, and that's at the end of the third, early fourth round, right? Right around him, you got Michael Thomas and Terry McLaurin going in the middle of round 3, and you got A-Rob and you got Amari Cooper going around right after Godwin around the middle of the fourth, bro. I would rather wait and grab A-Rob or Cooper, bro, Amari Cooper, in my eyes, for sure, man. And on top of that, like you said, week 19, that's when AB came back, bro. When AB came back, he was averaging 11.47 fantasy points per game, bro. Okay, Godwin was averaging 13 points, and your boy Mike Evans was going 18 points a game. So this was all in that time frame when AB came back. AB was not in football shape yet. He did not know the offense yet, and so right now what we're looking at, who are you going to draft in a startup? Are you going to draft Godwin in the third and or the late third, early fourth? Are you going to spend capital on Evans? He's going at the late fourth, but you know who's going around Evans in the late fourth in a startup? You got Keenan Allen, you got Brandon Ayuk, you got T. Higgins, you got Deontay Johnson. I'd rather have all of those guys based on their age and production, bro, other than Evans. So I know we're talking Godwin, but after you said Godwin, I did some digging. I'd rather get Antonio Brown, bro. He's going in the 13th round of a startup.
Uh,
So that's who I'm getting. I'd rather drive A-Rob or Cooper instead of Godwin. I'd rather get Keenan, Ayuk, Higgins, and Deontay instead of Evans, and then go and wait till the 13th round and grab AB. He's going out as the wide receiver 69, man. You tell me he's not going to score more. He's not going to be a higher point per game than wide receiver 69. Hell no.
oh, to be honest with you, I'm with you, bro. I'm trying to get AB everywhere. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I'm trying to get that guy everywhere. If you look at the last game of the season last year, I think Evans he went out of the game, and it was just AB out there with Godwin, and AB got the work, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that he's gonna get the work. I think that he's gonna be Tom Brady's scapegoat. Him and Brady have something. Remember he was in New England for a little bit. I'm pretty sure this off season, he's gonna prove a point because it's gonna be his first full season back. You know what I mean? And I'm excited to see it, man. And to be honest with you, I agree with you 100%. I'd rather pick him up in the 13th round than to go after any of those guys in the third or the fourth round. I'd rather have A-Rob too, 100%. I would love to have some A-Rob shares this year, especially with his new quarterback situation. You know what I'm saying? It's lovely, man. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Fields is the man. So I
Exactly.
mean that's how I'm feeling. But I mean, depending on the age, the guys that you're looking at there, I'm going young. I'm gonna agree with you on that. I'm going young, especially in a startup. Now we're talking redraft, then then it changes up a bit because you're only having to have one a share 1 year. So that's a completely different thing. But
Sure.
dynasty wise, I want that young stock. You know what I
Exactly,
mean?
man. You get the young wide receivers, man, and then you go ahead and you grab Antonio Brown in the 13th round. And who cares if it's dynasty? That's value no matter what, bro. He's gonna start for you 1, maybe 2 years as your wide receiver 3 with wide receiver 2 upside. Let's do it, bro. Let's do it
Yeah,
and take that to the
absolutely.
bank.
No, I'm
Uh,
I'm ready. I'm ready to do that. I'm ready to take that to the bank all day, my brother. I'm gonna tell you, to be honest with you, I see AB getting he at least 120 targets, dude. Even playing that slot with that many people, and if there's an injury, oh,
that's a lot of targets.
yeah, it's gonna be a lot of targets. You know what I
Well,
mean? Like I said, it's the first full season where he's back. So I'm just excited to see. And like I said, I'm not taking nothing away from Godwin. Now, if I'm gonna say something spicy for our listeners too. So if you see that Godwin drops to a certain extent, that he drops it past the, he's in the fourth round, which I don't see that happening, but sometimes that happens. You know what I mean?
But
Hey,
he's going in the
he's a
fourth.
he's going in the fourth. So then if you
Fifth,
see him drop past that, like in the fifth, like in the middle of the fifth, I'd grab him there.
for
You
sure.
know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Just to see, because at the end of the day, they're not all going to be there forever. But if you want some now, I would definitely go with AB, man. You know what I'm saying? Or Evans, but like I think AB's just so much value in the 13th round more than Evans is in the fourth.
And that's
You
what
know
it's
what I
all
mean?
about. It's about value, right? We're not saying we don't like Godwin. We're not saying we don't like Evans, right? I mean, AB's old, man. We all know he's old, and and especially old in Dynasty. But that's where you get the value. People are afraid of old, and when you got a guy like AB, especially in your mind, if you're seeing 120 targets for AB, that he's gonna be a wide receiver too, bro. He's gonna be a wide receiver too, and you're getting him in the 13th round, dude. So I definitely pull the trigger. Grab a running back in the third round, or grab A-Rob, grab Keenan, grab Brandon Ayuk, grab all those guys, and then get A-Rob in the 13th. I mean, not A-Rob, Antonio Brown in the 13th, and move on with your day.
No,
So
absolutely. And let me tell you something for our listeners. Another little hot take. If you guys are busting a trade and you're just not happy with what you're seeing and you want to throw in, hey man, add AB to that throw in. There's a lot of people that are devaluing AB for what Brandon just said, the age situation. You know what I mean? So I mean, if you can get him as a throw in at this point,
well, look,
oh,
well,
that's
you
a
brought you
that,
brought that up. I just did a trade in a league where I have Chenault, bro, and I love Chenault, bro, but I'm not liking Urban Meyer right now. I'm not liking that he wanted Kadarius Toney. I'm not liking that he's putting Travis Etienne as wide receiver. It makes me really wonder if he's gonna know how to use Chenault, bro. So I went ahead and I flipped Chenault. I got me some Terrace Marshall because I love me some Terrace Marshall. I got a second round pick for next year, and then I had them throw in AB, bro. I had them throw in AB. So I got Terrace Marshall, who
oof.
I think can be a better wide receiver than Chenault in my eyes already. I got a second round pick, and I'm gonna have AB fill that wide receiver spot until Terrace Marshall's ready, either at the end of this year or next year. And I
Oh,
was
he's
super happy with that trade, bro. Super happy.
no, I would be too. I mean, AB as a throw in is major crownage.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
super crowded. I'm super happy with you. I'm impressed with that trade, man. Let me tell
Those,
you, because you don't even need the production from Terrace Marshalls right away. You could have them there, and let me tell you something. Antonio Brown's gonna outproduce Chanel. You can bet your ass on that. You know
there
what
you
I'm
go,
saying?
bro.
It's like
Yes.
you can bet your ass on that. So that's a double whammy for you. I love Chanel. I love the young talent on that team. I'm just with you. I don't like what Urban Meyer is doing, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't waste a pick like that on a first round pick and then say that you wasted a first round pick, a late first round pick, excuse me, on a third down running back. You know
Sure.
what I'm saying? You don't do that. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I'm just this just makes me. I'm gonna give you a hot take here, a super hot take. This just makes me doubt Trevor Lawrence even more. Like I never doubted him, but this is giving me major doubts for Trevor Lawrence. Not on Trevor Lawrence's um talent or anything. I think that kid is a stud, but I'm just saying, how coaches fuck up kids' careers. I think that might happen with Lawrence, bro, because bro, Urban Meyer's doing some pretty crazy stuff right now.
Yeah.
And he
I mean,
said, and him being butthurt about not getting Kadarius Toney. I don't
it's
know, man.
weird. It's weird, bro. It's weird. Like that's all I can say. It's weird. I don't want to jump to conclusion because and to be honest, that's probably a conversation for the next show or whenever we do the AFC South. But yeah, I'm concerned, bro. I'm
Yeah,
concerned.
yeah. I don't want to deviate from what we're doing the AFC East and the NFC East today, so I don't want to deviate from that.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's definitely gonna have to be a hot topic for that show.
for
So
sure.
and we got plenty of time, so
Yeah.
no worries.
All right. So moving from there, bro. So I think that's good for Godwin, bro. And moving there, I know this topic's been done to death, man, but we haven't touched on it. And I think we do. You know, A Rod, bro. What's going on there? And You know, on my mind, bro, I think it's a fucked up situation all the way around, bro. I think we all know A Rod is a great quarterback, bro. I mean, he's if it wasn't for Brady, he'd be going down probably as the greatest of his generation, bro. And he's a better quarterback than Brady. Brady's just a better all around winner, football player, whatever. But if you're talking quarterback, pure on QB talent, A Rod wins that battle, and he's been willing his team to win regularly, bro. But and he's a petty, stubborn motherfucker, bro. But in my mind, he's right, bro. The Packers have wasted the majority of this guy's career, man. They kept McCarthy too long. They barely they gave him Eddie Lacy, fat Eddie Lacy, for 2 seasons before he fell apart. And until Aaron Jones, there wasn't a running game. They gave him Jay Sternberger for a tight end, man. And if it wasn't for Devontae Adams happening, bro, this guy would have nobody, bro. So I can understand why he's upset, bro. But to be honest, man, the more time goes, I don't see this guy. I really don't think he's gonna play anywhere else, man. I don't think the Packers are gonna let him go, man, because the Packers are stubborn too, man. That's why they kept McCarthy. That's why they haven't drafted a wide receiver in the first round in the past 15 years, no matter how much Aaron Rodgers has been begging. They think they know best, and they don't really give a bleep about their star quarterback's opinion, man. So, and are they going to get what he's worth, man? He's a 38-year-old QB, and this guy does stuff. He's not like Brady, who lives and breathes football, man. This guy hosts Jeopardy. He dates. He goes over. He's single, man. He goes around dating girls all over. He's not married to the game either, man. So I don't see him go. I would like to see. I wouldn't mind seeing him go places. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing him go to a different team if possible, man. Maybe the Denver Broncos, who a lot of people have said. But my take is, man, he's either going to play in Green Bay. They're going to give him a new deal, enough money to make him happy. Maybe they trade away Jordan Love, like the Pats did with Jimmy Garoppolo, to make Brady happy. But if not, man, I could see him just retiring, man, and that's not gonna be good, bro. Uh, it's not gonna be good for Aaron Jones, and it's not gonna be good for Devontae Adams, bro. Uh, with with Aaron Jones, I mean, I could see him dropping down to a running back 15, 16 if Aaron Rodgers leaves, bro. Devontae Adams, I could see him actually being a lot of value, bro, because without Aaron Rodgers there, he's gonna drop down in the drafts, man, and I bring you back to a time in 2017 when Aaron Rodgers went out with a broken clavicle and Brett Hundley came in, the late great Brett Hundley, and Adams still managed to catch in those 7 games. He had 41 catches for 489 yards and 4 touchdowns. If you take that out to a full 16-week schedule, that would have been 90 catches, a little over 1,000 yards, and 9 touchdowns. That's not Devontae Adams now, but that's still a wide receiver one in 2021. So I'm still drafting Devontae Adams. I'm not trading away Devontae Adams for peanuts, bro. Someone wants to offer me a Godfather deal, I'll listen to it. But I think Devontae Adams is still a wide receiver one, with or without Rodgers. And if everyone's scared of him, I'm grabbing him in the mid-second, late second round of startups, and I'm happy with it.
Well, if you can get him there, that's a great value. I mean, I'm not even knocking that. Um, I mean, obviously, you've stated everything that's going on over there. He's not happy. He's never had his first round wide receiver, and unless Jordan Love is the second coming of Reverend Rodgers in Green Bay, you know, I see Aaron Jones in big trouble. I mean, Adams a little less because I mean, let's just be frank here. Who else is there to compete with Adams for catches? So I'm pretty sure like he's a Hopkins there. Nobody's contesting him for catches there as far as his target rate. There's nobody there. You know what I'm saying? So he doesn't take the hit as much as Aaron Jones does. My thing is Devontae Adams is 28 already. If Aaron Rodgers stays, then there's no conversation to have. That guy's a stud, both of them. Their chemistry is uncanny. But if Rodgers does leave, I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, I would try. I'm not trying to get rid of Adams for peanuts, but if I can get 2 first round picks and a stud, like a stud up and comer, like a T Higgins or something like that for him, I'll do it right now in a heartbeat. You know what I mean? Because I don't. He's 28 already now. If he was younger, I would definitely hold. You know, because he's like you said. You know, you just broke it down on some real numbers and stats, Brandon. You broke it down when Brett Hundley was there. He was a nobody, and he still managed to do his thing. You know what I mean? And he would have had decent numbers at the end of the year to go to 9 touchdowns. It's not a bad outcome. You know what I mean? But I'm at the point where Aaron Rodgers is not happy. He's 28. You know, this coach isn't really seeing eye to eye with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers isn't really seeing eye to eye with him. Until when does it become where another player doesn't start seeing eye to eye with the coach, and this just becomes a big issue, and it just starts rubbing off on the team the wrong way. I'm obviously not telling anybody to get rid of Devontae Adams for peanuts, but if you can get something good for him right now, I would do it. You know what I mean? Definitely not peanuts, but if I can get two first, one of them being a top three or a top five pick, I would do it just because he's reaching that age cliff already. You know, but I agree with you. If he leaves, Aaron Jones is taking a massive hit. You know, and maybe we're wrong. Maybe Jordan Love is the second coming of Aaron Rodgers. This is what everybody was saying about Aaron Rodgers when Brett Favre was there. You know what I'm saying? And Brett Favre was the man over there. And look who Aaron Rodgers became. You know, and look how Aaron Rodgers did when he stepped in and filled in. You know what I mean? So I mean, is it the second coming of that? The chances are probably not, but it could be. And if it is, and you hold on, then you look like a genius. But in my opinion, I haven't seen enough of that guy to even say that he's the shadow of Aaron Rodgers. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at.
No, yeah, man, and I mean, if in all honesty, even if Aaron Rodgers was there, if you can get two firsts with one of them being a top three and getting a good young wide receiver, I'm probably pulling the trigger anyways, bro, because that's what the dynasty's all about, right? You hold and then you flip for value, and that's still value. So. I think it's a wait and see approach, man. Let me ask you though: do you think he's going anywhere, or you think he's staying in Green Bay?
I would love to see him go to Denver, baby. I'm not gonna lie. I would love to see him throw in the ball to Judy, Sutton, Hamler, Fant. You know, I could go on and on, man. I would love to see that with those weapons. I would, especially Judy. You know, like I mean, Judy had some drops last year, but he didn't really get a fair shake, man. He had no quarterback. Like, it was just a mess out there. You know, he did have drops. You know, I'm not gonna lie, he had drops. You know, it happens to rookies, but I think that if Aaron Rodgers would go there, it just automatically makes everybody better on that team.
Oh, they're Super Bowl. They're Super Bowl team, man. It's
You know,
it's it's Peyton Manning all over again when he went there, bro. He's throwing
super,
he's throwing
super,
he's throwing 50 touchdowns, bro. He's throwing 50
bro.
touchdowns, bro.
It's
Sutton's
gonna
gonna
be
get like 15. Judy's getting 10. You
fat.
got it's nonstop, bro. I get yeah. They're Super Bowl. If I'm the Broncos, I would do whatever it takes to make the deal. That's what I'd be doing, in all honesty.
Every
But,
like you say, buddy, everybody to the moon, baby. I'm
yeah.
telling you that they need. I thought they were gonna do it draft day. I thought it was happening. There was rumors circulating really, really close to the draft starting. You know how unhappy he was. It even got to the point where the retirement rumors started coming
Yeah.
out, and that's
And
what I don't want. I think that would be horrible for dynasty football,
that's
horrible
horrible.
for
Yeah.
football. Period. I don't want to see that guy go. You know, I don't even want to see that guy get injured.
No,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
No, and that's why I think it's not going to happen because you're right. It should have happened on draft night. Like that's when it should have happened, right? They would have Denver would have traded that first round pick, and these people they could have grabbed a player. They could have, Green Bay could have grabbed Fields if they thought Love was a bum. There was pieces available. So the fact that when all those draft picks are going on right then and there, everything's dropping, and they're still not trading them. I don't know if they're going to trade them. I really don't. But that would have been the time. So. Uh, time,
Yeah, I
time,
can see. Yeah.
time will tell, man. Time will tell, bro. And unfortunately, we're moving from one disgruntled superstar to another, bro. And now we're going over here, and we got Julio Jones, bro. Long time Atlanta Falcon. He's mad. He called that they put him on the spot on that television show. He said he's out, bro. What's going on with Julio, man? JP, tell me what's happening.
Well, before we do that, I just wanted to say one more thing about Aaron.
Sure.
Another team I can see him going to if it doesn't work out with Sam Darnold is Carolina. I can see him going there and doing some things. I can see him. I can see. I can see. I mean, this is if it doesn't obviously if it doesn't work out with Darnold. I can see Darnold not doing good and than making a trade to acquire him. But yeah, about Julio Jones, to be honest with you, I think it's all a landing spot for him, man. He's still got gas in the tank. I love him. I actually, I've been known for knocking him, but I don't really knock him because of him. I knock him because I just cannot stand when Matt Ryan can't get him the ball. There's no excuse to not get that man the ball. That guy's a human specimen, bro. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like I said, this could be good. I mean, if he goes to the Titans, there's nobody there, and let me tell you, he's a big target for Tannehill, and he's
You
a
got
lot.
You got AJ Brown there. Don't
That
forget.
doesn't,
Don't
but
forget
look,
Mr. AJ Brown at the Titans.
yeah, no worries. Look at what Corey Davis did last year with Mr. AJ Brown there.
Sure.
I think he's the perfect complement for AJ Brown. I'm not trying to put him over AJ Brown now, but I'm gonna tell you this: I think Julio Jones right now is better than Corey Davis, 1,000 times better.
Oh, sure, definitely. I mean, that's not a hot take at all. I'm right there with you for sure.
Yeah. So I think this could be, if the Titans do this, I think this is gonna be great for the Titans. I want to watch this. I really want to watch this. I think this is gonna be blazing offense. You got one huge target on one side, and then you got the other side, which is Julio Jones, which is just an older version. You know what I'm saying? Of the same guy on the other side. And then you got your boy Firsker in the middle. Oh, I can't wait to see this if it happens. You know what I'm saying? I'm super high on Firsker. You know, guys, I've already said it on the first episode. If you're doing a draft and you're late in the fifth round, fourth round, go look at the free agents. He's been sitting there. Grab that guy. There's nobody else there. That guy's gonna get at least 100 targets, and that's me lowballing, guys. I'm
Oh,
trying to give you some gems here. Let me tell you. And I think that if I don't think Julio Jones going there hurts anybody. I think it actually opens up that offense to the maximum capacity.
well, I think we are gonna have our first fight, bro. We're gonna have to have our first fight, bro. Let me look. I think number one, I think the best place for Julio is in Atlanta. I mean, I think that's where we should want him to stay. I mean, he's shown that him and Calvin Ridley can both be wide receiver ones. They got a bad defense. They throw all the time. Matt Ryan, for all his faults, and you're right, man, especially in the red zone, Julio doesn't get the touchdowns. It doesn't make sense. But Matt Ryan loves to throw the ball. All he does is throw the ball, and that, Julio gets his targets, bro. The problem with the Titans, man, right? Number one, Julio going there, I would love it for my Tannehill shares, right? But they're not a throwing team, man. They're a running team, man. And my biggest concern is, AJ Brown's going to take a hit on the projected volume. He's still a wide receiver one for me because of his efficiency. But for real, you got to say goodbye to Ferk's season, bro, who I was super happy drafting all the time because he outplayed Jonu. And Jonu's a better all-around athlete, but Ferkshire was going around getting the ball, catching it, making more out of plays. And I know that Ferkshire's your boy, but you got to hear me out on, bro. You got to hear me out on this. The reason I say this, last year, Davis had only 92 targets, and Jonu had 65 targets, bro. So there's a total of 157 targets available, give or take, man. AJ Brown only had 106 last year. So in my projection, I was planning on bumping him up to 150. So let's just say Julio goes there, we bring him down to 120, 130 targets. That only leaves 133 targets left for Julio. And I don't think you have to agree with me. They're not gonna pay to trade for him, pay his salary, and not throw him at least 120, 130 targets. So that's going to leave Berkshire with the same 53 targets he had last year, man. I don't see them deciding, oh, let's throw Berkshire the ball instead of Julio or instead of AJ Brown, and that's my problem with that, unfortunately.
No, you're not. I'm not really. It's not that much of an argument. I'm not trying to say that Julio Jones is going to produce more in Tennessee that he has in Atlanta. I'm not gonna. That's not what I'm trying to say. I just think I think it's great for that offense.
Oh,
You
for
know what
sure.
I'm
The
saying?
offense, yeah.
As far as, bro, all that needs to happen for those targets to go up is Derrick Henry to get hurt. B. If Derrick Henry goes down, that they're gonna be passing the ball a whole lot more. And let me tell you something. I see it already happening. I see them overusing the hell out of Derrick Henry. I
Don't
see
say
Henry
that,
going down.
man. Don't say it.
Oh yeah,
Don't say it.
yeah. I see.
No.
No, I'm not saying for the season. I'm saying maybe 1 to 3 games. They might have to, because they're gonna overuse him. And who else is there? Think about it. Who else is backing him up?
Darrington
Evans.
Evans.
Yeah,
Yes.
Evans, he didn't even play last year. You know
Buy.
what I'm
I'm
saying?
I'm
So we
buying
don't know what
Darrington
we're getting.
Evans everywhere.
Bro, oh, I have him stashed in a bunch of taxi
Yeah,
squads.
put
Hell
him, get
yeah.
him and stash him.
Yeah, I have him in my taxi squads. I haven't even touched that guy. I left him there last year, but I'm just saying because you don't know what you're getting. You might have a gem there. We don't know. I have him. I'm not even gonna lie. I have that guy in a lot of my taxi squads just chilling there. You know what I'm saying? So, like, even if he were to film, they're not gonna run the ball as much. They're gonna pass the ball a little bit more. So you can't really go by those numbers. How many games did Henry miss last year?
He missed. I don't think. I think he missed maybe one game, bro. Maybe one
That,
game.
that, that that's what I mean. If he misses just 2 or 3 more games, you gotta understand that those targets automatically go up. But
Sure.
I'm not gonna sit here and disagree with you on what you're saying because numbers are numbers. You know what I mean? And that breakdown is pretty evident of what there's gonna be left after AJ Brown commands his targets.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, man, I'm all. If Julio doesn't go there though, then yes, let's board the Berkshire train for sure, bro. Because I think he's
I mean,
underrated
do you
for sure.
have? Let me ask you something, B. Do you have a sleeper landing spot for Julio that you would like to see him landing?
I mean, I have a spot that I think would be the best, bro. But I haven't heard a lot of people talk about it, man. I would love to see Julio go to the Chargers, man. I mean,
Oof.
you got. I mean, think about it. You got Herbert, young QB, bro, who's got an arm, bro, an arm for days, dog. And Keenan is not a down the field guy, bro. He's a great guy for the slot. He's a dog. Like, don't get me wrong, he's a dog, man. He'll go up and get the ball. He fights for those yards, bro. But he's not Julio, man. And you imagine you put Julio on one side, on the outside. You got Mike Williams on the other side. You got Keenan Allen in the slot. You got Eckler coming out on the outside, slipping out of the backfield, dude. Who's gonna stop that, bro? Who's gonna stop that shit, man? That shit would
Yeah.
be amazing, bro. So I mean, if I'm the Chargers and you feel like Herbert's the real deal and your defense is getting better, you Keenan's getting older, is Mike Williams is a free agent after this year, Eckler's getting older. Like this is the time, man. Go all in, man. You got Bosa in the defense. You got some young guns coming back from injury last year that were hurt. Why not go get Julio, bro? And why not give Herbert that weapon for the next 2 years and go for a Super Bowl, bro?
Bro, that wouldn't be I wouldn't think that would be a great target for Herbert. Let me tell you, and I just think there was just too many bigs there. You got Keenan Allen, which is a big boy. You got Mike Williams, which is another big boy. I would see Mike Williams getting traded out of there, and Julio coming in and filling his shoes, and then because let me tell you something. Like I told you the last time, another person that nobody's talking about on that offense, bro, is Guyton, man. That guy blew the top off of defenses last year a lot of times. And he got a lot of 65, 70-yard touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? So, I just Herbert is a major upgrade for him. Like if he gets there, if he goes to the Chargers, I would love to see that. I'm gonna go with, I don't know, nobody's been talking about this. This hasn't even brought up. This is just me, in my head, you know, where somewhere where he can, you know, demand 130 targets and not really even eat off anybody's plate. Really, I would love to see this guy go to Detroit, to the Lions. There's nobody there. He's a great number one. He's still got gas in the tank. And who else to mentor that young receiving core in Detroit? I mean, come on. Who else to do that job? Sit there, lead the team, have everybody on the same page, do his few years, and then somebody step up. I can see one of those young core wide receivers either from last year, this year, or a future pick, even under the tutelage and the being mentored for Julio Jones. I think that would be great for Detroit. Do they have the money to allocate that? I don't know. This is just me going off left field, but I would love to see him go there, and he can command all the targets in the world, and I think this would open up Hawkinson even more. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, team wise, it would look good, man. But Julio wants to win. I mean, if he wanted to play in a team like Detroit, he would just stay with the Falcons, right? I mean, that's where But I think fantasy wise, he would get 180 freaking targets in Detroit for sure, man. Like if
No,
he went
I,
over
I
there.
think I think Detroit will give him more or less the same amount of money Atlanta will give him right now. To be honest with you, You
Oh,
know what I'm
you know,
saying?
yeah. I think the money, but I mean, he said he wants to win. You think he's gonna win in Detroit? I mean,
Nah, nah, nah. No,
they're
yeah,
not gonna
yeah.
win.
Oh
You know
yeah,
what I
I'm
mean?
gonna.
That's the thing. But no, I mean, like I said, fantasy point wise, I mean, if you put him on that team, you know, he's getting 170 targets, 180 targets. Man, Hawkinson's going over the middle,
Oh
and
yeah,
they're cruising, bro. They're cruising, bro.
and he's going up my board. Ooh, he's going up my board. Let me
Yeah.
tell you, if he hits Detroit, he's going up my board. Ooh, he's surpassing a whole lot of people in front of him. I'm gonna be honest with you. Which, guys, if you're listening out there, remember Dynasty Life MIAs or Twitter. Oh, we shall be releasing our rankings soon. So just give me and B some time. I will be hitting you guys up. You know, soon
Yep.
enough with those
We'll get
rankings.
we'll get our rankings out, man, and then we'll start popping out some shows where we go back and forth and talk about where maybe you have someone higher or lower than me, and I do, and we'll have to explain ourselves to each other, get it all sorted out, bro. So here we go, man. All right, I think that's all the major news or question marks currently going on right now. And let's get into the main meat and potatoes of the show, where we're talking about. We're gonna start off in the AFC East. That's our home conference, our home division, you could say, with our Dolphins in there. So I'm gonna step back. You pull the Dolphins and the Patriots. So I'm gonna give you some space and break us down. Tell us what you found out. Who you starting with, Patriots or Dolphins?
I'm gonna go ahead and start with my boys. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've already said it in the last show. I wasn't really too excited about that Jalen Waddle first pick. You know what I mean? It could pan out. The kid's fast. I just don't think that he weighs 180 pounds, and I don't think that he's as strong as what they're comparing him to, which is Tyreek Hill 2.0, which I think is freaking absurd. But that's a whole another story. But it could pan out. I like I said, I thought Sewell was the guy there to go with. You know, I thought he fell on our lap. We should have took him there, but that's near here or there. You know, I wish the best for the kid. I hope that he proves me the hell wrong. You know, and he balls. Then we got Jalen Phillips. This kid, he used to play for UCLA. Great defensive end. You know, he had a moped accident and he had a really, really bad injury. And he started having a lot of concussions, and he had to retire from football. Because the UCLA medical staff had told him to retire. They went ahead and told him, look, we think you should retire because this is not going to stop. Kid came back from that, which is I think is willpower and perseverance to the max. uh, Goes and plays at the U, balls out, and the Dolphins get him at 18. I think this is risk, but this is risk with reward. You know, so I don't think I think this is arguably the best edge pass rusher in the draft, and we got him at the 18. You know, and if he can stay healthy, I think it's great. We got a safety with the 36th pick from Houston, Javon Holland. I think he's a solid pick. You know, at the number 42, one of my favorite picks in the draft is Liam Eichenberg, the offensive tackle from Notre Dame. This guy didn't even allow a sack last year in college, bro. This guy's a beast. You know what I'm saying? Which I would have loved to see with Sewell. This is my whole argument, but I'm gonna stop talking about that. Next we went with a good blocking tight end at the 81, Hunter Long from Buster College. You know what I'm saying? He blocks good. You know, we're missing this. You know, we needed this. So I think this is a great pickup. And he can catch too. We got Gasicki, so but this kid could very well, he can very well maybe transition to be a T1 day. I don't know. That
I,
might be a little hot taker. I don't know. It might be a
I'm
little hot
a
taker.
Hunter Long fan, man. I'm a Hunter Long fan, bro, for
Yeah.
sure. Gasecki's
Then
Gasecki's a free agent, bro, after this year. So I mean, if they don't sign him, man, you could see Hunter Long slip in there. He's already a better athlete than Smythe.
it's not if they don't sign him. If he's not with Flores' scheme, they might let him go. Hunter Long, he's more of a blocking tight end, but that's what Flores likes. He obviously likes a tight end that can catch as well, but this guy's got the complete package without which obviously Gesicki's not a blocking tight end. He's a very great pass catcher. He a very good route runner. He makes plays, but I think Flores can actually live without that, and this guy becomes a TE1 in time. You know what I mean? So let's see what happens.
What are your thoughts on Gaskin, man?
I love that kid. And the fact that the Dolphins didn't really go a running back to the seventh round with the 244th pick with Garrett Dokes, that just solidifies that this kid is a real deal, man. And let me tell you something. I am trying to get this guy wherever, however, and via any trade that I can. I'm picking him up because his value right now is not really where it should be, in my opinion. Because I've already seen this kid run, and if Flores didn't go running back, to round 7, he's telling me all I need to know. This kid runs, he can catch the ball, and he runs hard. I mean, what is there not to like about that? So if you can get this guy as a throw-in, or you can, you're looking for a running back and you don't have much to offer, this is the guy to go after right now. Like, this is the time because, I mean, I think he's gonna blow up. He's gonna blow up. I think he's gonna run the ball really hard. I think they're gonna get him the ball, and he's gonna ball.
He balled out last year, so that's for sure, man.
And let me ask you, B, do you know where Gaskin's going in startups?
I don't have that information right in front of me, bro. But in the best balls on underdog, I'm seeing him go somewhere around the 7th and 8th round, give or take.
Yeah,
So
so let's just estimate 6th round in startups.
yeah,
Because remember, running backs have the tendency to go, 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 go. So let's give him to the 6th round. If you're looking at a running back, if you're looking at him past the 5th or 6th round, you need to pick this guy up.
for
This
sure.
guy's a plug starting right running back. I'm gonna say he starts the season off to an RB2, depending on how that offense looks. But if that offense starts off comfortable and everybody plays their role, I can see him being an RB1 because he can catch the ball and he runs hard. And who else is there, guys? I mean, don't get me. Ahmed is pretty good. He's not bad. He's solid. You know what I mean? But he's the guy. He's the guy you want. For me, he's a sleeper running back. Nobody's talking about this guy. His value for me is he's undervalued
Yeah,
right now.
he's definitely undervalued. I look at him. I think like, and he's not the same player, but the same way Chris Carson was valued for a while. Chris Carson was a 7th round pick. No one wanted him on their team, and all he did was go out and produce, bro. And it took a little while, and for him now he's going around the 4th round, give or take. But before that, you were getting Chris Carson super late. So I think that's similar type as far as value wise back in the day. Um, and you touched on this guy just briefly, but I wanted to bring him up. Dokes, man. I as much as I like Gaskin, bro, and Ahmed's good, and he did okay while Gaskin was hurt. I think that says more about the system that the Dolphins are running, man. The offensive line that they're putting together, and Dokes, man, 5'11". Listen to this: 5'11", 228 pounds, bro. He has a 127.2 burst score on player profile. That's 87th percentile. He's got a 116 spark speed score. I mean, if Gaskin goes down, I wouldn't be surprised if this guy were to take over. 5'11", 228 screams bell count, right? So this draft, we all know this rookie draft sucks. So if you're in the 4th round, 5th round, bro, you could do worse than throw a dart throw and get this guy Dokes on your team.
Well, just to reiterate and add to your point, I mean, just look at where the Dolphins picked up Gaskin last year, bro.
Yep. Same thing, man.
Same
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 area.
same same formula. For me, to be honest with you, I just had a problem with the first couple picks, like the first pick last year. You know what I'm saying? Which was Tua, because I just feel like we should have gone Herbert. Just because Tua was damaged goods. Herbert was not damaged goods, and he's 6'4", 6'5", and he weighs 240 pounds. It's like, hello, But at the end of the day, we didn't get him. But I think we got the steal of the draft last year in Gaskin. You know what I mean? We got ourselves a starting running back in the
Yep.
at the end of the draft. Like, who, you know what I mean? So, and like you said, we did the same thing this year. So, if something were to happen to Gaskin, I mean, I can definitely see this kid taking over. He's a big boy, man. 5'11", and what did you say? 200 what?
228, bro, with an 87th percentile burst score, bro. That means he's got some wiggle and he's got some agility, and he can get in the holes and hit the hole hard, bro. And that's like
So,
you said, that's a big boy right there, man.
could this be the steal of the draft this year? Wait, folks, wait for it, because
Wait for it, man.
that sounds like a recipe, like Brandon said, for bell cow.
Yeah, for sure, bro. For sure.
And then let me finish up here. Then we got Larnell Coleman with the 231st pick, another offensive tackle, beefing up that line out of UMass. And then at the seventh round with the 244th pick, we picked up Dokes, which you obviously just touched down on him. That for me is a great pick, and I agree with Brandon 100%. If you don't know, who to get, and you're just twiddling your fingers trying to figure out who to get, and he's sitting there, I would definitely take a stab at him. I mean, what do you got to lose? He's not in the crowded backfield. He's a big boy. He's 5'11", 228, and he got wiggle. Shout out to playerprofiler.com. Like, I think that's a definitely a good goal for the fifth round, even sixth round. You know what I'm saying? If it's possible. Next, I went with the Patriots, man. You know, I think that Bill went bananas. I really did think that Bill went bananas. I don't think that people know this, but Bill doesn't really trade down to pick up quarterbacks in the first round. So, with all that being said, I'm excited to see what Mac Jones does in that offense. I mean, really excited. Remember, he was the most accurate quarterback. He did made the less mistakes out of this whole quarterback core. This whole quarterback class. Excuse me for that mess up. Um, and he made the less mistakes. Period. And he played the best competition. Given he was on the best team, I get it. He had the best receivers. I get it, but he still played the best competition. You know what I mean? And Bill moved up to get him. I think that's a big statement that people are like bypassing here. That's Bill Belichick, bro. You know what I mean? He's used to getting his quarterbacks later, deeper in the fifth, sixth, seventh round. He's not trying to move up to pick up a quarterback in the first round. So I'm just dying to see what Bill Belichick sees in this kid that he went and did that. You know. Then in the second round, with the 38th pick from Cincinnati, they picked up Christian Barmore, defensive tackle, Alabama. This kid's a beast. I'm not even gonna touch down on this guy's schematics because this guy's an animal. Like he had 63 tackles. 15.5 of those tackles were for a loss. He had 10 sacks and three forced fumbles over the last two seasons as a defensive tackle at Alabama. He was the MVP for Alabama's defense in a national championship victory over Ohio State. So he's gonna be a part of the Patriots now. Get ready. I'm super happy about the way Bill Belichick drafted. He looks like he drafted to revamp. You know what I'm saying? He's revamping that defense, and little by little he's chipping at that offense. And to be honest with you, I can't wait to see this. I can't wait to see it.
Well, I mean that's it for you right there. I mean you broke it down perfectly. I mean Mac Jones, super underrated, man. Super underrated, bro. Like he's not Fields and he's not Lance. He doesn't have that athletic ability, but he can play ball, bro. And from what I understand and reading notes and stuff about the Senior Bowl when he went there, he was the talk of the Senior Bowl, man. He was able to dissect the playbook in a matter of hours. He was calling out plays to wide receivers and running backs, telling them where to go and how to be there before the coaches could get even involved. So that means he's cerebral. That means he's got a mind for the game, and I think that's exactly the type of player that Bill likes, bro. So that's for sure. I think I got some questions for you though about the Pats. So what? Who do you draft? Is it Johnu or Henry out of the tight ends? Who do you like?
Um, wow, man, that's a good question. But I would ask, for production purposes, I would definitely I would take John just because he's a better athlete. He's more, he's got the offensive the edge over Henry, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Henry's just better all around because he can block, he can catch just as good. But I think they both benefit. You know what I'm saying? I think they both benefit. I just think that he has more of an offensive capability of scoring more points. You know what I mean? Than Hunter Henry, just because he's more of an athlete. He's more built like an athlete. He's just a beast.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, if it's me, I think Jonu's probably going to be the best out of both of them. They signed him first. They gave him the most money, but I'm not drafting either one, man. I think it's a headache. You know, we were talking about the Bucks and not knowing which receiver is going to blow up any game. It could happen anytime. I I don't need that headache with my tight ends, man. I say draft Higby or Troutman later on and let someone else deal with Jonu or Hunter Henry, bro.
Oh, to be honest with you, I don't really like getting any tight ends anymore or any running backs from New England or anything like that, man, because you don't know what the hell's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? You have no idea what's gonna happen. Um, it's just gonna be one big mess. Like I don't know, man. I would stay away from there too. But I'm just saying, if I had a choice and I had to
Sure.
make the choice, I would get John Smith. You know. Afterwards, they picked up with the '96 picked Ronnie Perkins, the defensive end from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
They really they went after these Oklahoma guys. You know, because right after him, with the 120th pick, they went after Ramondre Stevenson, running back. You know, this guy's probably gonna be Sony's Michelle replacement. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's looking like it. So, and then they picked up Cameron McGrone with the 177th pick, the linebacker out of Michigan. I think that a lot of the players from Michigan, you gotta give them that whole Harbaugh, because Harbaugh's destroying that program. I mean, just 5-star recruits, three. It doesn't matter, So you gotta, that's why I love my boy Nico. But that's
That's
another
right. You go.
but that's a whole nother topic. You know what I'm saying? And then they win Joshua Bledsoe, safety out of Missouri, with the 188th pick. William Sherman on the offensive tackle to beef up that line out of Colorado with the 197th pick. And then they went Trey Nixon, wide receiver out of UCF, with the 242nd pick with round 7. So, I mean, he went buck. I think he got his quarterback. I'm going to ask you a question. I think this is a super hot take. But I'm gonna ask you the question, but I'm gonna tell you what I think after. Do you think Mac Jones is the Week 1 starter in New England?
Oof. Um, I think he could be, man. I think he could be, bro. I do. What's your thought on that?
I think he is, man. I think he is. I don't think Bill Belichick moves up to get anybody like that. I think that he is bearing any setback, injury, or bearing that Cam Newton just goes off in camp and his arm just automatically all of a sudden just revives and he starts throwing lasers again, which I doubt because I've been waiting for that for like 3 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that I'm with you on that, man. I think he's definitely more than capable of doing it, especially if he's gonna play in that offense. I can see him playing in that offense, kind of like Jimmy Garoppolo was playing in that offense, balling the hell out. Like when pretty much what everybody's been waiting for Garoppolo to do in San Francisco. But
Well, I'm going to tell you, this is how we know Mac Jones has a really good chance of being a starter, bro. I just looked it up. Newton's salary for this year is $4.9 million, bro. That's not starting quarterback money, and that's not money where they feel like they have to put him out there. If Cam Newton doesn't ball out, if Cam Newton doesn't come back to his MVP days and he's throwing lasers, and unless Mac Jones is just a bust, he's starting week 1. Bet that right now.
all right, no, I'm with that, buddy. I'm with that. So why don't you tell me your AFC East teams? Let me hear it, man. Let me hear it. Now that we went over mine, I want to hear yours, buddy.
Well, I drew the Jets and the Bills, bro, and
Okay.
I know we're a little pressed for time, man. So I'm not going to take up too much. We got a whole other division to talk on, but the Jets, man. I'm a Dolphins fan, but the Jets are exciting, bro. I'm excited, bro. And let me read you some names, bro. James Morgan and Mike White, bro. Do you know who those people are?
No backup quarterbacks.
The backup quarterbacks. So it's Zach Wilson, James Morgan, Mike White. You know what that tells me, bro? I think it's safe to say this is Zach Wilson's job for good or bad, bro. I wasn't a fan of the pick. I would have rather had Fields or Lance, but it's who they chose, and it looks like they're doing everything they can to build around him for success. They grab Wilson, and then they go Elijah Tuck with the 14th pick, who could be a stud guard right off the bat, or even kick out to
Mm-hmm.
be a right tackle with potential. So they
Yep.
got a guy to block. Then they go Elijah Mitchell, a guy I'm super high on in the second. He's the second pick in the second round, bro.
Oh, you mean Elijah Moore? Elijah Moore.
Elijah Moore, bro. My bad. I'm thinking 49ers.
No,
Yes, bro.
all good. Don't worry about it. I got you.
Uh, Definitely Elijah Moore, bro. 86 receptions, 1,193 yards, and 8 touchdowns in 2020 in only 8 games, man. In 8 games, he sat out the rest of the year for COVID concerns, bro. So he's 85th percentile in college dominator, 98th percentile in college target share, 82nd in breakout age, 98th percent with agility score, and 93rd percentile with a 40 time of 4.35, bro. He is going to be the just number one wide receiver. If not this year, next year, bro. Then they went Carter in the fourth, who we talked about a bit on the last pod. And I've been reading some notes. A lot of the Jets beat writers already saying if it's not, sooner rather than later, he's taking over that backfield. He looks faster, stronger, better runner than Tevin Coleman, Michael P. Ryan, all those other scrubs they got over there, bro. Even Ty Johnson's looking like he may be getting left in the dust. On top of that, they bring in Corey Davis, 3 years and $37 million with $27 million guaranteed, and they're coming back with Mims. They do have Crowder over there, who could be a cut candidate with $10 million in savings. But if he's not gone this year, he's gone next year. And that's where I think Elijah then steps in and takes over the wide receiver room. I'm buying more in Dynasty. Carter's a player who we're going to know about right away this year. Either he beats out everybody and he's a starter, or he's not, bro. And if he's not, then you move on, bro. Tyler Johnson is a nice grab in the end of drafts, because if Carter can't take it, Johnson could be. He had a good couple games last year. I'm even buying Davis, bro. I in a super flex league I'm in. Before the rookie draft, I traded my 212 for Corey Davis, bro, and I'm super high with him. And I'd probably even go to a higher, even a mid-second for him. The guy I'm worried about, bro, is Mims, man. I'm worried about Mims. He face planted his rookie year, but it was with Gase leading the Jets, and it was Sam Darnold throwing the ball. So he's a hold for me. But I like I said, to me it's Elijah Moore and quick little special. I grab Crowder, bro, because either Crowder's going to be starting or he's going to get cut. And if he gets cut, you could see him end up with a team like the Saints on a cheap veteran contract.
Yeah, well, I think that he's gonna get cut. He's not even with the team right now. He's going through some personal issues right now. He's not even with the team, and not for nothing. I'm not trying to make a comparison here by any means, but after what Braxton Berrios did last year, he's more than capable of filling in for Crowder. You know what I mean? If Elijah Moore doesn't just take over and just ball, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, remember, Barrios plays on special teams. He does a bunch of other stuff. You know what I mean? So and they don't got to pay that guy anything. You know what I'm saying? And as of right now, Crowder's not with the team. So I agree. I'm not trying to scare people away from him, because at the end of the day, if he gets traded to a team that needs him, he's a plug and flex for me. You know what I mean? So it's a win-win. But as of right now, yeah, I think I like what they're doing. I like what they're doing. I'm a Dolphin fan, bro. I don't like the Jets, but I like this whole dynasty. This is why I love dynasty. It has made me like become a fan of football in its entirety. All the teams, I watch all the teams, so I love it. And I love what they're doing. They got the protection that they needed. They got a defensive coach who was a defensive coordinator from San Francisco. The guy's a fucking beast. He loves to play. He likes to be in his players' faces. He likes to be hands on, which is what I think the Jets need. And I think that it's transpiring onto the team. I think that it's really it's coming through to everybody. I think that with his pick, he stands strong with pick. What if Zach Williams is the new Lamar Jackson? What if that guy outshines everybody? Obviously, it's a far shot. We got some really dope, talented wide receivers, but I'm saying, what about if he ends up being a top two quarterback instead of where everybody has him, even though where he got picked? Because remember, he was a second quarterback chosen in the draft, but not everybody has him there. People are going Fields over him. People are going Trey Lance over him. Obviously, Lawrence. So, I haven't seen Mac Jones go in front of him yet, but I've seen him drop, and what about if he ends up being the number two quarterback? Maybe, because the job is his. There is nobody else there. Joe Morgan? Come on, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to say anything bad about Joe Morgan, but I'm just saying, like, there's no competition there. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing there.
Yep.
So I really like what they're doing. So who's your second team?
So we got the Buffalo Bills, bro.
Hmm.
And Buffalo Bills. All I got to say is two words, bro, and it's Josh Allen, man. There's nothing really else to say, man. I think he continues his tear. I think he still has even a little more ceiling that we haven't seen yet. As good as a year he had last year, I think he can have a better year this year. And I say pay the price, whatever it takes to get him in super flex leagues, bro. I love Josh Allen, man. Um, who I'm not paying for, who I would say I have no shares of, and I don't want any shares of, are Moss or Singletary, bro. You got Moss, 481 yards and 4 touchdowns in 13 games. You got Singletary, 687 yards and 2 touchdowns in 16 games played. And you got Moss going off the board as a running back 38, and you got Singletary going as the running back 42. Twitter keeps telling me to draft Moss. They tell me Moss is the better player. Maybe he is, maybe he's not, but I don't. But I really don't want either guy. If I have to draft someone, I'm gonna go with the cheaper option because Moss hasn't shown me anything to say he's good. So I would say save yourself the pain, and later on in the draft, maybe draft a Chuba, draft a David Johnson, a Drake, and Edwards. Draft all those guys going after. They all have more upside. David Johnson is a starter. Chuba, Drake, Edwards, high upside running back handicaps, bro. If one of the guys go down in front of them, those guys could be league winners. So that's where I'm going there as far as the running backs concerned. Wide receiver, bro. Beasley, man. Tell me why Beasley keeps getting disrespected, JP. What's going on, man? I mean,
Oh, bro, you already know, champ. You've been trying to get that guy from me, and I don't let him go.
no, you won't, man. You won't let him go, bro. I know
I'm
you.
not gonna. I mean, to be honest with you, yeah, I understand that he's at the end of his career. He's a slot receiver. He's already getting older, so his value is probably gonna be like a late round second pick. But at the end of the day, I'm not gonna get any of the production from a late round second pick than I am from that guy. That guy gets targets, bro, and he's gonna eat. He's gonna sit in that slot, you know, and he's gonna eat because let me tell you something. Allen loves throwing him the ball, and that's all you need to hear. He
Where
loves to throw him the ball.
where do you think he's going in startups, bro?
In startups, oh, I probably either a little bit before or a little bit after Antonio Brown. I would say
Man,
either 12th or 14th round.
you are good, man. Mid
How'd I do?
14th round. He's going mid 14th round. He's going as the wide receiver 78, man. I
What
know it. I
value?
I know he's 32 years old, bro, but the wide receiver 78? What I mean, dude, he was on for 3 last year, dude. You think he's just gonna fall off the map? Josh Allen's not gonna be good? I mean, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Trade for him if you can, man. Some people don't value him like JP does. They're not as smart, not as slick, man. You throw a late second or at somebody, and they're like, oh, I got a second for Cole Beasley. And we saw the second round picks that were available late seconds in this draft. They were shit, bro. So I'd rather have
Yeah.
Cole Beasley over all those guys.
Let me tell you
Um,
something. If you can get if this is a little spicy take from you, if you can get Antonio Brown and him for you know what I'm saying, like have them on your squad, you'll win. Let me tell you, you're gonna win.
you're gonna
You're
win,
gonna,
bro.
and they're older. These are older guys. Obviously, that's if you're in a win now situation and you can get them cheap, bro, go after those guys,
Yeah,
bro.
man. That's how you win championships, bro. You pay for these older veterans that nobody wants, and you pay prices that seem a little high, but they're really not, bro. And then you put them on your squad, and you win. And that's what you do. And then
Well,
you get rid of them.
you gotta understand. You gotta understand when when once you get your feet wet in Dynasty, you set your own value. You know what I'm saying? I mean, obviously, we all know about the calculators and the comparisons and the player profiler and all that stuff, and you that's a good base. I'm there. I'm not gonna hate on that. Especially when you don't know what you're doing, but it gets to the point that when you start playing Dynasty, you start valuing your players, and you know you know, like I said, a late second round pick for Beasley isn't a bad trade. But in my eyes, I'm not getting the production out of that late second round pick that I'm getting from Beasley. And that's where I value Beasley. That's where I rather just keep him till the wheels fall off. You know what I'm saying? Or wait to have him in a deal where I can throw him in and it's value for the other person, you know, and the other person is winning. You know what I'm saying? So it all depends on how you play it, man. But I definitely agree. I mean, you can go out right now, and I'm telling you, you can go out and get AB and BZ right now and have them as your starters, and you're gonna win ball games. You're gonna
Yeah.
win them.
And that's what it's all about, bro. That's what it's about, man. It's not about having the youngest, coolest looking team, bro. You gotta have the Landrys, bro. You gotta have the ABs. You gotta have the Cole Beasleys. You gotta have these guys that they're not the new car on the block, and they're not 22 years old, and they're a first round pick. You don't even know what those first round picks are going to do. They haven't stepped up on the field yet, bro. Get these type of players and round them out with your young studs, and that's how you win championships, bro.
Yeah, and let me tell you something. If you're in a startup, we're giving you the gems right here. You want to go after your quarterbacks, tight ends, and wide receivers. Or, I mean, running backs first. You know, quarterback, tight ends, and running backs first. You're gonna have people like that sitting in the 13th and 14th round.
Yep.
Let me tell you something. If I can pick up Beasley in the 13th, and then or I'm sorry, Beasley in the 14th and AB in the 13th, and then have like a let's say an A Rob as my number one, I'm gonna be extremely happy because I know my running backs, my tight ends, and my quarterbacks are gonna be freaking studs, bro. You
Yep.
know what I mean? So that's a little bit of a little gem that we're throwing there, a little strategy for you guys if you want to switch it up, you know, and you want to take care of your quarterback, tight ends, and running backs first. You heard it here first. Dynasty Life Miami podcast with JP and B. So let's move on, man. Let's keep going.
Well, yeah. One more thing with the Bills, bro. I'm just gonna throw it out there. The tight end over there, Knox, bro. He's a guy I'm buying in a lot of places. He's a great athlete, bro.
Cheap.
He was drafted in the third round. Going into his third year, bro. I mean, Beasley, we just talked about. He's getting older. He's that slot guy. They got Emmanuel Sanders this offseason. He's older too. They're probably both gone after this year. I expect a mini breakout for Knox this year, and I could see a big breakout in 2022, man, because I could see him and Allen there. I already had a couple games where he's throwing them touchdowns. So keep an eye on Knox late in the rounds as well, bro.
I like that connection. It's just not consistent enough for me. But I've seen it. I had a lot of knock stocks. You know, he was a late round sleeper for me when he came out. You know what I mean? So and when he was in the drafts, but you know that could be something that could be materializing this year. Sometimes it takes time, man. They've definitely had their games. That I've seen it with my own eyes. So I
I've
agree
seen
with
it
you
with my
100%.
man. I'm telling you. Yeah.
And you can go ahead and let me tell you, you can get that guy super super cheap. You know what I mean? So you can
Grab him.
definitely look out on him. Grab
All
him.
right, bro. So moving on, bro. We're down to the last one, the NFC East, man. You took on the Washington football team. They don't have a name yet, bro. And you got the Cowboys. So why don't you who you going with first?
I'm gonna go ahead and go with my NFC East sleeper team, the Washington Redskins. Um, man, I love what Rod Rivera is doing. I love Chase Young. I think that guy is a freaking beast of an animal. And I really like what they're doing out there. You know what I'm saying? I think Fitz is gonna air it out. It's gonna be great. But let's get into this, man, because we're running short on time. With their first pick, they went Jamin Davis. You know what I'm saying? Linebacker out of Kentucky. He was the third linebacker off the board. Pretty strong athletic profile. You know, he has a 4.7 40, 35-inch vertical. He's 6'3", 200 pounds. He's pretty good. He's an outstanding run defense linebacker coming off a career season. He's aggressive, displays terrific head for the ball, attacks opponents, brings ball handlers down in an open field with no problem. And he sells out on the blitz pretty good too. Let me tell you. He's good laterally. You know, he's pretty much the total package. You know, Ron Rivera is just adding to that defense. I'm, you know what they say, man. Defense wins ball games. You know what I mean? That's what I'm gonna say. You know, then they went with Samuel Cosme. He's the offensive tackle out of Texas. 6'5", 314 pounds. I mean, he's pretty big guy. They're gonna beef up that line. They're gonna protect. You know, Gibson's gonna have another blocker. You know, it's gonna be. You know, he's little by little adding pieces, but that defense is strong, and I think Fitz is gonna air it out. And with Scary Terry there, and Logan's not a bad tight end. You got Samuels that they picked up, and Diami Brown. I'm gonna get into him too. Don't forget Harmon's coming back from that ACL tear. Let's see how he comes back from that. There's a lot of things that gotta materialize. They got another Benjamin St. Just. He's out of Minnesota. He's a 6'4", 202-pound cornerback. This guy's he's a standout. He actually grew up in Canada. And he had to in Montreal. He went to high school in Montreal, and he had to make it. He had to work hard to get to where he was at in Minnesota. And he ended up popping off in Minnesota. He had 9 forced fumbles, 2 interceptions. He had 18 pass breakups, which I think is good. I mean that's always good. Sometimes pass breakups are better than interceptions, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, and then they went to Yami Brown, 6 foot, 190 pounds. He had 1,099 yards, 8 touchdowns in 11 games. I mean, even if he doesn't start this year, that's something good to build off. You know what I mean? Offensive wise, I love what they're doing. They're just going defense, and they're just they're the offensive players that they got. I mean, as far as Scary Terry and Antonio Gibson, I think those are great. Samuel is a great gadget player. He can play wide receiver, running back. You can hand him off the ball. I mean, who knows? Sky's the limit for these people. And I after the year the NFC East had last year, altogether as a division, I know they're gonna do better than last year. I just know they are. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure all the teams are. I'm pretty sure they are. The Eagles, the Giants is the only team that I'm a little bit worried about because Jason Garrett's calling the plays there. But I don't even got to mention the Cowboys. The Cowboys are gonna go off. Point blank, my second team is the Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? They picked up Mekhi Parsons, 6'3", 245-pounder, 40-yard, 4.41, sideline to sideline speed, tough front defender. He's a great tackler, hard hitter, very physical. He has a great diagnosis skills. He's quick with it. He has a great read and react skills. He fits a 4-3 or the 3-4 defense. So he's good to go. Whatever defense you wanna put on there, you know what I'm saying? He stays around the ball. He's always around the ball. He has closing speeds. He's an advanced pass coverage linebacker. He can help cover against tight ends and running backs as well. Drops into the zone coverage really good, and he has quality instincts. He's a very dangerous blitzer as well. Second, they picked up Kelvin Joseph, cornerback out of Kentucky, 6'1", 219-pounder, 4-team All SEC. Started in 9 games before opting out prior to the regular season finale versus South Carolina. He finished with 25 total tackles, 4 interceptions, and a PBU and tackle for a loss. I mean, they're going. If you guys are, for all you IDP guys out there, if there's a team that you guys want to look at, I'm not really into IDPs, but if there's a team that you want to look at for IDPs, I will go Cowboys because they play mostly defense. You know what I mean? They play mostly defense. So all you IDP guys out there that you love IDPs and you want to get guys that are going to get plugged in because remember, Sean Lee retired. So Mekhi Parsons is going to get plugged right in. You know what I mean? And Kelvin Joseph's probably going to see some time too. And so is everybody else. Remember, they got Mike McCarthy. This is Mike McCarthy's second year, if I'm correct?
Oh yeah, his second year, man.
So he's working on it. So I know that offense is bananas. So I'm not even mad at these guys going on defense. I think they didn't need to go offense. They just they had a couple of offensive picks. They had an offensive tackle with the 138th pick, Josh Ball, and then they had a guard in the 7th round with the 238th pick with Matt Forniak. He's a guard out of Nebraska. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully I pronounced that right. I'm sorry if I did it. But yeah, they went mostly defense. They wanted to cover those holes, and I think a lot of these guys are gonna get plugged in. So for all you IDP guys out there, let me tell you something. Little hot take, little hot gem. Do not get rid of Tony Pollard. Whatever you do, stash that guy, and if somebody wants that guy, wait for the perfect time to strike. Do not get rid of this guy. Remember, this is Zeke's last year out of that crazy contract. They're probably going to get out of that contract, and I say he's the guy. And I think this guy's going to ball. And if Zeke Elliott goes down, you have an instant running back 1 just sitting on your bench.
It's a league winner right there, man. Pollard's a league winner.
You know what I mean? So go ahead, B. Let me get your two teams.
Oh yeah, bro. Rounding it up, man. Rounding it down. My next team right here, and we got the Eagles. Um, you said it yourself. I think they're gonna have a much better year, and all I gotta do is say Hurts, Hurts, and more Hurts, bro. In Dirty Dozen, that league we're in together, man. He brought me to the home. You know, he brought me to the championship, man. Guy scored 43 fantasy points against the Cardinals last week in Week 15. He threw for 338 yards and 3 touchdowns with no interceptions. He also ran it in for a touch. He had it at another 63 yards on the ground with a touchdown. He was throwing to 2 tight ends, Greg Ward, the corpse of Alshon Jeffrey, and some guy named Travis Fulgham, bro, who everybody thought might be good, but turned out to not be very good, bro. So,
Yeah, I was one of
so
those guys. I was
yeah,
one of those guys. Trust me,
so you,
I was one of those guys.
yeah, I know he needs more. He needs work on his accuracy, but dude, so does Lamar. So does Lamar, and everyone loves Lamar, bro. Lamar is
Bro,
you. What people don't get is that you don't need to be accurate, man. Tim Tebow was a quarterback one, dude. All right, if you run the ball as a quarterback, you're gonna score fantasy points. Hurts can legit run for 1,000 yards this year. All right, he's got top five QB in his range of outcomes. I'm buying him everywhere. He's not cheap, but he's nowhere near as expensive as he could be. Um, and the thing is, it's a gamble, right? Because if he flops, he's out, bro. But if he hits, you're gonna crush your super flex leagues. So I love Hurts. Um, I'm down on Sanders. I don't like Miles Sanders, bro. I don't think he's fulfilled the promise of the potential. You add that they drafted Gainwell, who what does Gainwell do, bro? Gainwell catches passes, man. So you got Gainwell who's gonna be taking away the receiving work, and you got Hurts when you have a running quarterback. What do? They run the ball when they're by the goal line. So you're gonna have Hurts taking away the touchdowns on the ground. You're gonna have Gainwell taking away the passes. That's gonna make Sanders and in between the 20s running back. And I don't want any of those guys, bro, at all. Um, Other than that, bro, I still have hope for Rager. I hope they move him into the slot and they put Devontae on the outside.
they will. They
Um,
will.
and I'm putting all my chips in the table for Goddard, bro. I really think Ertz is gone. Goddard is a beast of a tight end. If you combine those two targets that Ertz was getting with what Goddard was already getting, that's 100 plus targets for Ertz. He's going as the tight end 8. He could go. He could end up going higher than that if he gets the targets. But I can't really put him up much higher because it's not 100%. But maybe I'd put him higher than Fant.
Um, you know what? I would have told you we were about to have an argument right now, but bro, Fan has no quarterback, so I'm not gonna argue with you. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I'm not. I'm not too. I'm not against that. If he does end up being the only tight end there, and Ertz does get traded, yeah, his stock's gonna super make a raise. You know, and it probably, if not on top of Fan, right below. I wouldn't knock either or. And let me tell you, I can't wait to see him ball with Devontae Smith, bro. Like I think that Devontae Smith on the outside and Jalen Reagor going and getting put in the slot is gonna be exactly what that team needs to thrive, and it's gonna be good to watch. I think, and I remember, with Hertz didn't really have a full camp with these guys. He was always working with the second team. He was the backup for most of the year, so he wasn't even practicing with these guys. You know what I mean? So let's give him a little bit of a benefit of the doubt on the throwing situation because we all know he can run. But I think that giving him two young guys and putting one of those young guys back to where he belongs, because they had him, in my opinion, they had him out of place. I think that they're gonna look good. You know what I'm saying? And if Ertz gets traded, it's all to the moon for Goddard, baby.
No, for sure. I mean, I don't see Ertz. Look, Ertz is not even with the team, man. He's staying away from the team, so he's either gonna get traded or released, bro.
Yeah, I heard he
That's
might. I heard he might be going to Indianapolis to go back to chill with Wentz. Some other people, who knows? He might. Let's see where he ends up. I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of teams out there that need that guy's services. So I'm just gonna wait to see where he lands. I might have a couple of shares of him, but yeah, I'm waiting to see where he lands.
well, yeah, man.
So what's your other team, man?
Yeah, so rounding it out, bro, finishing it out, man. We do have to get better at watching the clock, bro, because we love to talk football, bro. We
Yeah, bro.
love it, man. And that's the and for everybody that sticks with us to the end, man, we appreciate
Thank
it. We
you.
hope you enjoy listening, and we're gonna get better at
Yeah,
watching
we're gonna
these
try to
clocks,
keep it.
man.
We're gonna try to keep it under an hour, folks. Under an hour. Sorry, folks.
All right. But my last one is, bro, and it's short and sweet, man. It's the Giants, bro. And I hope I don't sound like I'm smoking crack, but I like the Giants team, bro. I think Daniel Jones has a problem protecting the football. We all know that. He fumbles and he throws interceptions. But but I think he can make a jump this year, man. I really do, dude. I know you don't like the play caller and Garrett. Me neither. Me neither. But I could see Daniel Jones making a similar like jump like to Josh Allen, not to the extreme that Josh Allen did, of course not nowhere near that. But I really think that Daniel Jones can take a next step. He's got underrated rushing ability. I love the Galladay signing for him. I mean, that's an alpha. Galladay's an alpha. Before that, he had a bunch of slot receivers. I know you like Slayton, but Slayton's more like a deep threat. Go deep, throw him the ball. He's got some wheels. Galladay is the type of guy that has wheels, and you can throw him up those 50-50 balls, bro, and he's going to come down with it. He's going to outmuscle and outfight the cornerbacks and get the ball. He just got to stay healthy. So you put Galladay on the outside. You put Shepard in the slot. I don't like Tony. No one did for this draft. I didn't like him where he was drafted, but he could be an offensive weapon if they use him right. My main take on this team, I got is my sleeper is Booker, bro. They signed him in the offseason, Devontae Booker. They signed him in the offseason. They let Gallman work walk. Gallman had a nice year last year with Barkley out, bro. I picked him up in a couple leagues off the waiver wire, and he helped keep me afloat until my other guys get back. From what I'm hearing, Barkley is slow. They may be limiting his workload. If he's slow to recover, or if he makes it 3 years in a row with an injury, Booker could be a nice RB2 or flex play during the season, and he's basically free at the end of drafts.
Yeah. If you guys have out there, everybody listening, if you guys have stocks of the Giants, and you can hold on to them, I would hold on to them, like Barkley and and whoever else you guys might like. I don't like that team till Garrett gets out of there. Kadarius Tony, I don't know what they're gonna do with him. They forgot they have Shepard there. He's a good slot receiver. He's not that bad. He's got a little bit of injury prone. He's not great, but I just don't see what's gonna go down there. Like, and I don't. I Daniel Jones to me is a very smart quarterback. He was probably to me the most intelligent quarterback of his class. He was on paper. Everybody said that he was the most intelligent one. You know what I'm saying? So he was he's a smart quarterback. I don't even like putting down the players. I just think that they're just being poorly coached on the offensive side of the ball. But that's a whole other story. How you get a coach that had a horrible tenure on your rival team. I would have understood if that guy had a great tenure there and you guys picked him up after the fact that he had a great tenure, but he had a horrible tenure there. He was Jim Jones's puppet. You know what I'm saying? And then you're gonna hire him to run your offense when you have a player like Saquon Barkley and a quarterback like Daniel Jones that is a smart quarterback. He's probably not the fastest. He probably doesn't have the best arm, but his IQ is there. Like, you're gonna get that guy to run your offense. Like, I don't even know what that guy's still doing there. You know what I mean? And to reiterate, if hopefully you're right, because I want to see him play good. I really do.
Well, yeah, man. So I mean, we'll see, and that's the beauty of the NFL, man. We're sitting here on June 3rd and dissecting the stuff, and we can't wait it can't get here soon enough, man. But that wraps up, man. That's the AFC East and the NFC East, man. I think good shit, bro. Good shit. It was a little longer than we wanted, bro, but quality, man. If you got shit to say, we got shit to say, and that's how it's gonna be, bro. So.
Yeah.
Good show, man, and I look forward to hitting up episode 3, bro, in a week, man. And we hitting up those the next two divisions and go from there, brother.
Yes, sir, man. Great episode. Love the second episode. Remember, guys, check us out on Twitter, Dynasty Life MIA. Also on Instagram, same thing, Dynasty Life MIA. And everywhere you can stream your podcast at Dynasty Life Miami Podcast all together. And you guys have a wonderful night. Thank you for rocking with us, man.
Take it easy, man. See you, brother.
God bless, man.